Hi guys, welcome back to Journey with Arrows. Thank you for joining me. This video is a long overdue, a lot later filming than what I wanted it to be. It's been caught with work and a few other things kind of here and there, and the weather's not always on our side as well, so I do apologise for that. Thank you to everybody that's recently subscribed to us on YouTube and who's also found us on Instagram. Thank you very much for joining and expanding the community. Certainly do appreciate that. It helps push my videos further forwards, so thank you very much. And today we are talking about Freddie Archery's Korean Dragon Bow. Now I'll give you a couple of close-ups on the patterning on this bow, so you can see that the tips here they're not even a sticker. I think it's painted underneath the laminate actually. It's not stuck to the top by the looks of it. This is a bamboo and carbon bow. Now, originally this had a leather wrap as an arrow pass, which you'll see in the image that I'm showing you now. This has since worn through. It doesn't last long at all. My only bugbear with this bow was that arrow pass. It was quite quite rushed, if you like, in the way it was attached. It wasn't very neat and tidy. And it burnt through. My arrows whistled through them like nobody's business. So that's since been changed, and now we've got the nice Stingray skin which I've put on there. So it's a little bit more hard wearing, and I think it looks a little bit tidier as well. Obviously we've got this ceiling roof grip, nice strong rubber grip, absorbs a lot of the shock in here. We've got windings or weepings both sides of the riser. Got a nice thin taper to the middle of the limb. And then the leather hoods just on top here. So quite basic, typical Korean style bow. Obviously quite heavily deflex on the back, so it makes it just, I wouldn't say awkward, but you've got to be careful when stringing it. I would certainly say to people that are going to be stringing these bows, it's really important when you have it braced between your leg or up in your thigh. Make sure you got a good hold of it, especially when you de-string it. Just because the limbs are really thin, so there's a lot of movement here to left and right. So you want to make sure that you've got that properly anchored in place before you start bending the bow. And again, when you take the string off, as it spins back, you will find sometimes if you haven't got a good grip, it'll get to a point where it'll roll either left or right. So just make sure you've got a good grip on the bow. Excuse me. I do apologise for the rain. It is raining. As I said, weather's not always on our side, so having to make do. Now this is, let me grab these specs, this is the 53-inch model from Freddie Archery. They do have two sizes, and they have a 48-inch and they have a 53-inch bow. So this is the 53-inch, which is still quite small to be fair. This is a 2021 newer edition of the bow. Now I never saw the old one, so I can't really pass much comment on the differences between the old and the new. Like I say, so far my only bugbear has been this arrow pass that wasn't there originally. Now this bow is available anywhere between £15 and £55 at 31 inches. Now they measured their draw weight at 31 inches. So on this limb here it says that it's the 53-inch bow at £50. Now this is my only other bugbear with them, to be fair, and it is quite a major one. This says that it's a £50 draw weight, and it's not. It's definitely not £50. So we put this on the draw scales, and it actually came up at 60 something pounds. Let me have a look. And we've got a nice little draw chart here. Yep, so at 31 inches it actually comes in at about £65. It actually does do 32 inches and it tips at £66 at 32 inches. Now they recommend maximum draw 31. To be honest with you, at 31 it really is starting to feel, you know, you do feel that last inch, so it's probably not worthwhile stressing the bow out to 32 inches that often. Now on the draw chart there you'll see that actually the points marked at where are we, 26 and 27 inches. That's an error in my part, so the marker for 27 is actually supposed to be the marker for 26, so I do apologise for that. They are the other way around. As you can see, certainly from 28 inches up to 31, although it's a gradual climb, it does peak, and for me 66 pounds, 64 pounds is a very hefty draw weight for my build, my body weight, my strength. I can't quite get this to full draw there. But nonetheless, this bow performs like an absolute rocket. So, it's, the string that's on there is fast flight string that Freddie Archery builds on their bows. Obviously it's able to be shot right-handed or left-handed. There's no arrow shelf, so you'll be shooting off your thumb sides, either side if you're shooting thumb release, or if you're Mediterranean, whichever you want to use it, it works perfectly fine. The recommended brace height is 5.5 up to 6 inches, which we are there on that. Now, Freddie Archery, I do believe, sells this for $300 and something. Let me have a nosy. I've got it on here. Where have we gone? I think it's about $385. I've lost it on here now. But Merlin Archery here in the UK does sell this bow for £185, which for the price of this bow, for the way it performs, I would say is a very, very good price. It is a speed demon, as you probably heard me mention in the video that we did over the 3D shoot. This bow slings arrows like there's no tomorrow. There's a little bit of shock in the hand here. These are, what we got here, 400 spine. I think they're about 400 grain arrows, just over 400 grain I do believe, and they just leave this bow like lasers. I've taken this bow out on 3D shoots in the woods and it's performed incredibly. I've had it at the target range, just shooting target faces, and I'll tell you, if you're missing the target, it's because you're doing something wrong with your form, or you're just not pointing at the target, because these arrows definitely go wherever you point them. So this bow's just a little bit heavy for me, but it's a bloody good bow. It's a very good bow, and there's not much I can say about it that's bad, to be honest with you. It's well made, it's solid. We do have some flex this way. This way is solid, absolutely solid. I don't know how regular of an issue the mislabeling of the draw weight is, but certainly I would imagine that it would be an issue if you're going to be ordering a bow with the intention of ordering maybe say a £40 bow, and you end up getting a bow that's 16 pounds heavier. I mean, this one's £50 and it comes in at 66 pounds, you know. It's a bit heavy, But saying that, it's a good bow. I'm going to be using this certainly just to build up some strength, because I need to do that. I need to get this bow to full draw. It's a good shooter. It's very, very fast. I wish I had a chronograph, to be honest with you, but I don't have a chronograph. So, but they just go wherever you want them to go. Point and aim. Point and aim. I must admit, guys, if you're after a relatively inexpensive yet high performance bow in the Korean bows, Freddie Archery do some really good bows, and this is phenomenal. I mean, to look at that, you wouldn't think anything. I mean, I picked up this bow and thought, that's not going to be much to that, to be honest with you. How wrong was I? I was very, very wrong. It's a phenomenal bow for the price. It's incredibly fast and accurate. You just can't go wrong with it. It's just really, really good. Now, I know for all you KTB purists and fans out there, I'm not actually shooting this bow the way in which it would be designed to be shot. Obviously they stand very square onto the targets. I'm getting soaked here. They stand very square onto the targets, and they sky draw, well, I say sky draw, they will sky draw down this way here. Now, obviously with a twist of the hips as well. We can't do that here in the UK. I'd imagine probably there's certain places that elsewhere you wouldn't be allowed to do it. Here in the UK, certainly on these courses, sky drawing is forbidden. We're not allowed to do that for obvious reasons. If you send an arrow flying, all the way around the outside here we have horses and fields and things, and I don't want to be sending an arrow at a good 200 foot a second, I reckon. Certainly with this bow, it would send and it would be gone. It would be gone. I will be taking this bow onto a flight shoot in the future, so we will come back and we will do a review on the flight shooting with this bow, because I think out of all the bows I've got, I think this hands down would floor the others. So we can certainly look forward to that. So a very quick video for you guys, just a very quick review on Freddie Archery's KTB. It's a solid bow, it's a fast performer, it's nice and inexpensive if you want to get into the Korean archery and get used to Korean bows. I would be careful as to what their draw weights are in which they label their bows, because evidently this is 16 pounds heavier than what it was said to be at 50 pounds and coming back in at 66 pounds. But other than that, it's well made, it's solid, it's incredibly light, you could probably throw it around, and yeah, other than that, expect your arrow pass to burn through. It might be worthwhile doing what I've done and just to put on some stingray skin on there, just to give you a tougher arrow pass. But other than that, can't fault it, guys. I do believe that Freddie Archery are still doing free shipping as well. So for $300 on their site, you can get it with free shipping. Or if you're in the UK, say Merlin Archery have it for about £180. And it's worth every penny of it, to be fair. I just wish that for the price of it they would have done a nicer arrow pass, and hopefully this draw weight issue is just a one-off. And to be fair, it's worth every penny. I think for other bows of a similar kind of price, you're probably not going to get one that performs as well. I mean, this is incredible. It surprised me to look at that. It really does not perform how I would have thought. I really did judge the book by its cover there. The sealing grips takes a little bit of getting used to, but I guess that's typical of Korean bows. But yeah, a good bow. There's a little bit of vibration going through it, maybe 3 seconds or so, but yeah, performs very, very well. Fast, accurate, relatively cheap, and certainly if you want to get into Korean archery, then it's a good place to start. Now, I'm hoping to get a lot more YouTube videos out a bit more frequently. Shifts will be changing at work, so it frees up a little bit more time to do this along the side of other things as well. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. You'll find the link below, and just hit the subscribe button. And if you want to join us on Instagram, Journey with Arrows, then you'll find us there as well. Till next time, guys, I'm going to go get out of this rain because the heavens are going to open, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.